All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Varun and Janet for Tawari Family Travels. It's our new name. So, in this video, we're talking about our experience on the Le Shuttle crossing the English Channel. And first things first, we're not going to talk about the 90-180 rule. If you want to watch that video, we made a video about it. It'll be over here or over here. Sorry to cross your face, babe. It'll be on either side of the screen and in the link below if you want to check out that video. So basically, we had to leave Spain and the EU, and we wanted to make sure that we left within the 90-day rule. However, we made a mistake. We left on the 91st day. So that's something that a lot of Americans make that mistake, right? So first things first, we decided to use the shuttle because we had two other options. One was flying or taking the ferry. And the shuttle obviously was the third option. And when we were doing our research, we realized that, number one, we did not want to fly because we just flew almost 10 hours from Miami to Spain, and we don't want to put our pets through that again, or our kids, or our entire family. So we decided that's out. The ferry boat ride across the English Channel would have been a little bit longer as far as the time-wise goes. Plus, we had a motorhome, so that was not possible either. So luckily, Le Shuttle was the perfect option for us because it only takes 35 minutes to cross the English Channel, and you can just literally drive up onto the shuttle service, and you're on the train, and you take the shuttle, and you're there 35 minutes later. So that's the reason why we chose the shuttle, number one. And
It's not 35 minutes later. It's 35 minutes later as soon as you start
the drive.
the drive. But in reality, you have to get there at least 1 hour before. If you have more than two pets, we advise that go at least 2 hours before, just in case. And you never know when it's going to be high season. So you know the high season, but some days it's just a lot of people is going through there. So the line can be a little bit longer. So you have to be there waiting probably for 1 hour, 30 minutes or more. It depends. So sometimes it's just full of cars. Sometimes it's just 2-3 cars. And the same with the pets, because we were going with our 9 pets. Sometimes the place where you had to register your pet and they had to check all your paperwork and they had to scan the chip, it's one dog or maybe no dogs, and some days it's like more than 30 dogs, so you have to be aware of that and be careful.
Right. So the first thing is, once you arrive at the shuttle terminal, whether it's in France or in England, if you have pets, you have to go into the pet reception center. And once you're there, you have to bring your pet inside with your documents. If you live in the EU, you definitely want to have an EU pet passport. Mm-hmm. It'll save you a lot of trouble and a lot of time. Mm-hmm. And if you're traveling from the EU into England, the number one thing that they're looking at, other than the microchips and your EU pet passport, is that your dog especially is protected for tapeworms, okay? Mm-hmm. So, quick tip, if you haven't gotten that done, or if you're about to travel, you have from 1 to 5 days to travel in that window with that tapeworm treatment. If you don't travel between that window, your dog is not going, okay? Mm-hmm. It's that simple. They don't play around with that. They don't want any untreated tapeworm dogs in England, and your dog will be left behind. So definitely get that done as soon as possible, especially if you know when you're traveling. Mm-hmm. And again, it's between 24 hours to 120 hours, which is 5 days. So take care of that, okay? So once we arrived at the terminal, we went to the pet reception. We brought our documentation with us. They check and scan the microchip to make sure it matches your documentation. And obviously, they look at your health certificate or your pet passport to make sure everything's done. Tapeworm has been treated within the window of 1 to 5 days. And if that's all good, you're good to go. You get what do we get from them? Did they give us anything?
Just give you the pass. They stamp something that you don't get. They get it inside the office.
Right.
And you're ready to go in your car like everything is okay.
Yep.
And you just make sure that each vehicle can have maximum 5 pets per vehicle. So you cannot pass that mark. If you pass that mark, that means that you have to
You have to hire a pet transport service or relocation service.
it's like an
They
Uber.
have different names for it. Yeah, it's like an Uber or a pet taxi basically. And these companies' sole purpose is to transport you through the Eurotunnel on the shuttle, most of them, and that's
Yeah.
actually their business. So if you're looking to start a business
Yeah,
in
that's a good one.
England between England and France, that's a great one to do because there are
So
quite a few companies that do that.
So it's like, so you have, let's say, 6 pets. So 5 will be go with you, and 1 will be in the other car. The pet can go without you by itself in the car. They really good. They really pet lovers, so it's gonna be safe. Or if you go with a friend or with a family member, it can go with a family member, or you just can divide it. It's no problem. Who's the owner of the dog or who's in the EU passport or in the documentation, it's okay as soon as you don't pass the 5 pets per vehicle.
Right. So for the pets, again, so it's 5 pets per vehicle, and you can have up to 9 passengers in your vehicle and as many suitcases as you can fit. Okay, so the rule is 9 passengers, as many suitcases as you can fit in your vehicle, and 5 pets. So if you're traveling with more than 9, you have to get an Uber or a pet transfer service or a pet travel service, and that's pretty much it. And now the thing is this: when you book your tickets online, they have 6 different options to book your tickets, depending on your budget, depending on how far or how long you'll be traveling for, or how many days you'll be spending in either country. So depending on that, you get to choose your particular ticket. Now, they recommend 1 hour before your scheduled boarding time to arrive. And like Janet said, if you have pets, we recommend at least another hour beforehand so you can take care of your pets. And they have a location at the pet reception center that you can walk them, take them to the bathroom, whatever they need to do.
And if you pay for the ticket, that is the flexi ticket, which is the most expensive one, the good thing about it is, like, for example, if you want to look for the whole experience, it's a really nice area. They had food that is amazing. You can take as many bags, they give you bags, they treat you really nice. So it's a good experience. You want to have that service that Arjun is going to tell you what the service is about. And what I say again, the food is amazing, and you can have it as an experience if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, so basically it's an exclusive lounge for flexi ticket holders. And again, it is the most expensive, and we all know nothing in this world is truly free, so you are paying for it within your ticket, but you are welcome to get whatever you can fill your bag with, whether it's food, drinks, candies,
And everything
snacks,
is
whatever.
delicious. It's like really good.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. And with our kids, they were having a grand time because they were just loading up bags like it was Halloween, and they came out of there with at least 3 bags each. But one thing for sure is that it is an experience, and if you're back home in Miami, we have the Brightline train shuttle service. They have those different tier levels for your tickets, and of course they do have a lounge as well on those premium level tickets. So this is very similar to that. So if you're interested in that, I would highly recommend for the experience.
Yes.
It is worth it, but at the same time, the ticket itself is pretty expensive, considering that it's a 35-minute ride just across the channel. But the thing is this: if you're in a motorhome, okay, you got to make sure that if you're driving in a motorhome, you turn off your gas or your propane, because they will check that once you arrive before you board. Okay, so you arrive at the terminal. You arrive at the terminal. If you have pets, you go into pet reception. Take care of your pets there. They check your pets. They check your documentation, and they send you on your way. From there, you go into the main entrance line, and you get your ticket. It's printed out there. You don't print your tickets out beforehand. You don't have anything other than your booking number or your reference number. You put that in, and it goes off of your license plate or your registration, your vehicle registration. So once you pull up, they have cameras literally everywhere. So they do check that it is you inside that vehicle.
And if you rent a car from Hertz or what is the other company? Six.
Hertz, Enterprise, Avis.
Just make sure if you're gonna leave the EU, you have to make sure that you let them know that you're gonna go to London, because some of those vehicles doesn't have the proper documentation for that, and they will be send you back.
Yeah.
So you make sure that you tell them, hey, I'm gonna cross the border, I'm gonna go to London, so they make sure that they put something in your papers that you're not gonna have a problem in there. If not, you just have to come back, and it's not as good experience.
And it's mainly for insurance purposes. I mean, you don't want to be accused of stealing a rental car. So that is mainly the purpose of that. Some of those companies do allow international travel because this would be considered international. Some don't. So just do your research and look into that. All right, so guys, if you have any questions about the shuttle service, feel free to leave it in the comments below, and we'd love to hear from you. And
if you need to know anything, about any company or where to go, what to do, you just leave us a comment and we will be happy to help you.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.
I'm showing all the pictures later.
Okay, Maya, thank you. Whoa, Arjun!
What?
Rich!
Yes.
Look,
yes.
Nala! Look, Dave!
I'm looking at it.
I took a picture. Lo sé.
One second. Sorry. On top of Poppy's head.
Mira.
Oh, look out there!
Oh, madre. Mire por la cocina, mamá. Mire por la ventana de la cocina. ¿Sí ve abajo?
Wow!
¿Sí ve la ciudad?